6:30.
You're on.
Okay. I'd like to call the village board meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Allison Williams.
Present.
Trustee Paul.
Present.
Trustee Zerbal. Here. Trustee Mark Williams.
Here.
Trustee Bukowski.
Here.
Trustee Melchetsky.
Here.
President Kardowski.
Here. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please remember all the men and women we have stationed throughout the world. Okay, I have no changes to the agenda. Oh, yes, we've got the new agenda with 12B added. Okay.
To approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Action on open and closed minutes from April 24th, 2018, regular meeting.
I wasn't here.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion and a second to approve those. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Comments from the public must be limited to items not on the agenda. Any comments from the public limited to items not on the agenda? Moving on to number 7, written communications and announcements. I have none.
Nothing received from the Office of the Clerk Treasurer, Madam President.
Okay. Number 8, action on the consent agenda, which is a request to approve operator license valid from July 1, 2018 through June 30th, 2020. Request to approve operator licenses, department reports for May of 2018, April 2018 general fund financials, and budgeted expenditures.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 9, public hearing. Public hearing regarding ordinance number 05-3-18, repealing and replacing table 17-4-100, parent A, table of allowed uses, and adding a definition for lumberyard to section 17-3-200 of the Ashwaubenon Municipal Code. It is a public hearing. Is there anybody out there that would like to speak for or against this item? We have no public out there.
Move to return to regular order business?
Second.
Motion and a second to return the regular order of business. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Number 10, action items. Number 1, action regarding ordinance number 05-3-18, repealing and replacing table 17-4-100A, table of allowed uses, and adding a definition for lumberyard to section 17-3-200 of the Ashwaubenon Municipal Code. Mr. Schutte.
The requested ordinance amendment addresses a change in state law that was passed just late last year that changed how the village may approach conditional uses. In order to meet the requirements of the new state statute, we actually went through the table of allowed uses and took out quite a few conditional uses, and also changed a few conditional uses to permitted uses in portions of the zoning districts where we felt that conditional uses were actually an appropriate permitted use within those certain zones. So that's the major change with the table of allowed uses. As far as the lumberyard definition addition, that's basically just cleaning up a gap that was not, that lumberyard was not listed in the definitions, so this cleans that up and includes it in there.
Are there any, I know this was a state, it was generated because of a state statute. Is there anything real negative for us that we need to, that's going to change how much control the local communities have over this whole issue?
It takes away some discretion for the village in terms of approving conditional use permits.
It takes away some discretion?
It does, and that's why we took out a number of conditional uses where we felt if we couldn't apply the specific conditions that the state now requires us to, that it's best to take those out and just not have those anymore, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, I see. All right. So those will not be allowed They were taken out, okay.
Correct.
Yeah, that's too bad, all right. I move to approve ordinance number 05-3-18.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 05-3-18. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 10.2, review and approval of resolution R 5-2-18, approving the Village of Ashwaubenon review of the 2017 Compliance Maintenance Annual Report pursuant to WDNR 208 Compliance Maintenance Resolution. Mr. Burr.
So the CMAR report is an operational and financial report that's required by the DNR for the sewer utility. This is something that's an annual submittal. The village has been doing it back since 2006, so it's kind of just a summary of where the utility is at. It's a kind of a checklist that the DNR uses. And part of that, part of the submittal is the village board has to pass a resolution approving it.
Okay,
Make a motion, we approve resolution R5-2-18.
Second.
we have a motion and a second to approve resolution R 5-2-18. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 3, review and action on Ashland Pond and Ashland Access Road / Hanson Road Storm Contract Award. Mr. Burr.
All right, this item before you is the expansion of the Ashland Pond. We have an existing pond that we're going to probably double in size, located on the existing one Bill Diamond field. There's 2 ball diamonds. We're going to expand the existing pond in one of the fields. As noted on the green sheet, the stormwater utility is funding this. This will be a donation to the Park and Rec Department fund, and funds of $50,000 to offset the cost of the land.
Isn't that property down there worth about double that for Park and Rec, though? Just kidding.
I think that was negotiated
Okay.
at some point. So the plans are put together. So there's 2 parts to this contract. One is the pond and the storm sewer to run from Mike McCarthy Way down to the pond. The second part of the contract is the storm sewer down by Ashland and Hanson Road. The project was bid out, and bids were opened on May 9th. We had 4 responsible bids that were submitted. The lowest responsible bidder was Peters Concrete in the amount of $722,714.90. That was budgeted in the stormwater utility for this year. So staff recommends awarding the contract to Peters Concrete.
That is within budget, did you say?
It is, yep.
They done work for us before?
They're going to be.
Actually, Peters has quite a few. They have 3 of our 4 contracts this year.
Okay.
They got the previous contract for the Main Avenue and Coronas Pond. Now this is the Ashland Pond expansion. They're also working on Mike McCarthy Way.
So they know what they're doing with regard to the pond, though?
They
You're-
have experience
you're okay
with
with
that. Yep, I am.
All right. I'll move to approve the Ashland Pond and Ashland Access Road, Hanson Road Storm Contract Award as suggested by our village engineer, Steve Burr, as denoted in item 10.3.
I'll second. But I do have a question. That's the base bid. What's the alternate bids for 91,000 and 1,800?
The alternates, we looked at maybe looking at a different type of pipe material, for running storm sewer. And actually, the contractors bid the same amount on the alternate as they did in the base bid. So we aren't accepting the alternate. There's no need for the alternates.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept the bid for the Ashland Pond and Ashland Access Road, Hanson Road Storm Contract to Peters Concrete in the amount of $722,714.90. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 4, action on ordinance number 05-1-18, an ordinance amending sections 7-3-60, parent B, and parent C, chapter 7, traffic and vehicles, article 3, speed zones of the Ashwaubenon Municipal Code relating to the speed limit on Sand Acres Drive, Village of Ashwaubenon, Brown County, Wisconsin. Chief.
We found out there was a mistake as far as what is posted on the, out on Sand Acres Drive. It is currently posted at 30 miles an hour, which is correct. In our municipal code, it's written as 35 miles an hour. So we're asking the village board to change the code to reflect 30 miles an hour instead of 35. No signage changes, we just need to change the code.
Okay.
Move to approve ordinance number 05-1-18.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 05-1-18. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 5, action on ordinance number 05-2-18, an ordinance creating section 3-2-111 of chapter 3, alcohol beverages, article 2, license relating to public intoxication, Ashwaubenon Municipal Code. Chief.
What you have before you is a newly created municipal ordinance, and working with our public safety supervisors, we're addressing some of the issues over the last couple of years and finding ways how we can mitigate or enhance our enforcement in and around our entertainment district. One of the things that takes up a tremendous amount of our resources is dealing with people that are over intoxicated, where they've gone over the line, and it's described in the write-up. You know, where they're being disorderly, public urination, falling asleep out in public, trying to enter businesses when they're asked to leave and they keep on trying to re-enter. And by creating this ordinance, it gives a tool for the public safety officers to issue a citation when someone has crossed that line where they've become a nuisance. And there's kind of a saying out there, since when is being drunk illegal? Well, this year at least there's an ordinance we would have enforceable. We're still responsible as a community caretaker when someone is intoxicated, you know, because after we have contact with them, we just don't cite and release. We still need to find them a responsible party, and this can take 30 minutes up to 2 hours sometimes. And this is not drive at just Packer games. This is almost a weekend occurrence when we're dealing with people in and around our entertainment district. And so we're just, this is an enforcement action to hold people accountable and responsible for their actions. This was probably directed at a small 1 or 2%, but these 1 or 2% takes up our time, and most of the time we're getting complaints from business owners or patrons observing the behaviors of these people. And so this year we're holding the people accountable for their actions. We worked with the village attorney, and then we also looked at other municipalities at the state that have adopted and have been using an ordinance with the language that we have before you tonight.
Okay. Any questions?
Chief, I've read up a little bit on that. You went out to several communities that, to me, did not go to, I'm going to say Milwaukee, Madison, where they hold bigger events. Did you check in with them to see what their comparables are to the municipalities roughly of our size?
Well, the municipalities we looked at, one was the city of Menominee and the other one was La Crosse. I know La Crosse is quite a bit bigger, but when we looked at the type of venues that they host, you know, the festivals, and then both of the cities have a college environment that tends to have an entertainment district, much like what we have within our municipality.
Then how did Milwaukee, Madison compare then?
Excuse me?
How did Milwaukee or Madison compare then, or did you look at them?
We did not look at Milwaukee or Madison when putting this together. What we did is we looked at, when we did the searches in the state ordinances, these are the ones that popped, the municipalities we looked at are the ones that popped up that had these ordinances already in place. When we had this at Public Works Protection, many of the committee members thought we already had this ordinance, which we don't, we never had. So this is newly adopted for us, and throughout the state, it's not a common ordinance.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Chief, and when you were checking out those different municipalities, was it just with the local officials, or was there any businesses that were that you had talked with and any kind of feedback from those? And the reason I ask is just reading some social media comments that people are claiming that there was some adverse things that had happened to some of the local businesses. When I agree that, we should be holding these people accountable,
Yeah.
but just curious on,
Yeah, we did not seek out the opinions or it surveyed the businesses. We looked at the departments and the governmental officials that adopted these ordinances. But I think going back to one of your comments, we just got done we had 2 meetings with alcohol compliance, and we brought this up at the meetings, and after our meetings, many of the business owners supported this, because one of the things that, I'll just use the sports bars, is when someone's asked to leave and they keep on re-entering, it's kind of like a bear keep on coming back to camp, and this here, now we have something enforceable that when someone's told to leave, they're not leaving, and we tell them to leave, they don't leave, now we issue them a citation. So, but going back to the compliance meetings, we felt that was well accepted. Like I said, this is not to create task forces. These are to address behaviors as whether we get called to them or we observe as while we're on patrol.
Any other questions? Okay, I need a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve
I'll
ordinance 05-2-18, creating section 3-2-111 of chapter 3 alcohol beverages, article 2.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept ordinance number 05-2-18. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Number 6, action on resolution number R5-1-18, Ashwaubenon Blast Celebration. This, I believe, is our 4th Ashwaubenon Blast. Mr. Moynihan?
Standard fare, as noted, Madam President. This is our 4th annual celebration, and
I'll make a motion
this
we
is
approve
required.
resolution R5-1-18.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve resolution number R5-1-18 for the Ashwaubenon Blast. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 7, action on 2018-2019 retail alcohol license renewals.
Madam President, I'm going to recuse myself from discussion or vote on this
Okay.
item.
Okay,
Move to approve.
Second.
we have a motion and a second to approve them. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes with 1 recuse. Okay. Any items for next agenda? If you have any, call staff. Number 12, closed session.
During the meeting, the village board of the Village of Ashwaubenon may convene in a closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute Section 19.851C for the purpose of A, discussion and possible action on review of survey and personnel matters related to the employment, compensation, or performance evaluation data of department heads over which the village board has jurisdiction and exercises responsibility. Also, B, Wisconsin Statute Section 1985-1E for the purpose of discussion and possible action on public stadium lease and professional service contracts for development on tax parcels VA 89-2 and VA 89-7 in tax incremental district number 5, where competitive and bargaining reasons require a closed session. The village board may thereafter reconvene into open session pursuant to, I just lost my screen, bear with me. Thank you. Pursuant to, I'm missing the other part there, Madam President. Bear with me, I'll read it here. I have it. They're in open session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute Section 1985, Sub 2, to report the results of the closed session and consider the balance of the agenda.
Roll call vote.
Need a motion to convene into closed session first?
Move to go to closed session.
Second.
Okay, we're going into closed session. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Allison Williams.
Yes.
Trustee Paul.
Yes.
Trustee Zerbal.
Yes.
Trustee Mark Williams.
Yes.
Trustee Bukowski.
Yes?
Trustee Melchesky.
Yes.
President Kardowski.
Yes.
We are in closed session.